y'all, I'm Madeline Monahan, but you can call me Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am finally responding to something that I was tagged in a little while ago. My good and wonderful friend Ashleigh tagged me in a video where she talked about her novel ideas and proceeded to ask me and a couple other people to do the same thing, and I am just now getting to it. So today that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm gonna be looking at kind of all the novels that at some point I would like to write, because I've had a lot of ideas over the years, but I think these are the ones where I actually want to put time and effort into them and will one day hopefully make them real. We'll see how that goes. I don't know why I picked up my pen, but my pen is in my hand now. I wrote down my list and then proceeded to tear it from my notebook. It was almost perfect, but look at that, it looks like a curly fry. The first novel idea on my list is Project Arizona. I've said this before and I will say it again. I used to really hate Westerns because my father would always make me watch like the John Wayne Westerns, and I'm like, you're just making me watch the same film over and over and over again. Like, there's nothing new, there's nothing exciting, there's nothing unique about these films. So I got really sick of Westerns. And then I saw 3:10 to Yuma, and now I love Westerns. Project Arizona, kind of the idea sort of came around for it when I was watching The Magnificent Seven, the remake, the 2016 remake. The idea that came to me was, there are these two twins. I say two twins. Doesn't twins normally imply that there are two? There are these twins, Jacob and Eliza Faraday. I love those names, by the way. I'll never get tired of those names. They are outlaws who find themselves as the unlikely heroes of a small town. So it is a little bit similar, I guess, to The Magnificent Seven in that sense, but it's not like they're like defending them from like an invading force or something. It's just like they kind of find themselves as the heroes, and it's like they don't really know what to do with that. I started writing it, I got to like draft 2, and I do really like both of the characters, Jacob and Eliza. It was just that I felt the story had lost its direction. That is currently on the back burner, but I would absolutely love to go back and do Project Arizona again. I would love to go back and work on it and go back into that world. I feel like I need to go back and try it again, and hopefully this time around it'll be better. Next on my list, I think my camera's backwards, but next on my list is Project New York. Complete departure from Arizona. Project New York is something that sort of could be a screenplay, but it could also be a novel. I think it just depends on how I feel the story is better told. Project New York is about a young lawyer in New York City who kind of has become estranged from his family. Not intentionally, just that the pressure of the job and the work and the hours, it just keeps him from his family, and he has not seen them in a very long time, and he's not really had contact with them in a very long time. And sadly, falling into this cliche a little bit, his parents are killed in a car crash, and he ends up becoming the guardian of his younger sister. It's kind of a story about them learning how to be siblings again, how to be a family again after, you know, years of basically having no communication, and you know, and he's missed like all of these big events in her life, and she's missed a lot of events in his life, and so it's about them trying to figure out how to be some essence of a family again. That's Project New York. A little bit sad, but hopeful, I guess. Oh gosh. Next on my list is one that I actually thought of on the drive down to North Carolina, which I'm calling Project South, because I don't know which southern state it's gonna take place in, but it's gonna take place in a southern state. And Project South is kind of like a murder mystery romance-ish novel. What I'm thinking of is it's going to be an FBI agent or a law enforcement officer of some kind who has to go back to her hometown and because there has been a murder, and someone that she was very close to when she was younger has sort of become the prime suspect, and so she sort of goes down there to prove his innocence, but also try to investigate the actual murder itself. So I am kind of excited for that one. And then of course on my list is the book that I'm working on now, which is my Hades and Persephone novel. I've changed the title for this yet again, but I think that it makes more sense now. I think this is the title that I'm gonna stay with. It's now just called Flowers Bloom in Shadows. I felt like that title fits so perfectly for every moment in my Hades Persephone novel. For those of you who do not know, Flowers Bloom in Shadows, because I gotta get used to saying that, is the story of Hades and Persephone told from Persephone's perspective. Everyone knows the myth of Hades and Persephone, like she's picking flowers, he's like, wow, she's cute, and steals or goes to the underworld. This is a little bit more than that. So this is all from Persephone's perspective, and it's her before that happens and after, and kind of how she adapts and changes, and it's cute. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait for that one to be done. I'm currently on the 3rd draft of that. And then next down we have, I'm just calling it my Duology project, because I had an idea for a duology. Finally. For those of you who know me, I only am ever for some reason able to write standalones. Like, I cannot do series. I feel like I have a beginning, middle, end, and I've told my story and I can't tell anymore. But I finally had an idea for a duology, and this one is still very much in its early stages of planning. Like, I have the names for like my 2 main characters and kind of how it's gonna go. The idea that I have is there is a prince who befriends this, I guess, a street rat. So it's kind of like an Aladdin type thing, because, you know, we all love our street rats. Our riffraff street rat. I don't buy that. So the two become friends, and they eventually like end up living in the same castle and everything. And then events occur that result in them having to escape the castle and then having to get back into the castle. So I don't really quite know if it's gonna be like a full fantasy. I don't know how much I want to go for like the magic aspect of everything, but I do want it to be kind of a medieval-ish feeling. Does that make sense? It could be fantasy, like magic, but also could be historical fiction. So maybe historical fantasy would probably be the best way to put that. We'll just call it historical fantasy for now. So that's just like a really broad idea for that duology project. Again, like a lot of these are still like, they either really need to be redone or they are like infants of ideas. So probably not explaining these very well. And then last on this list is actually something that I have been playing around with the idea for a while. This is something that would probably be more of a novella than a novel. I have a title for it too, which is weird, but it would be called The Daughter of Flowers and Shadows. And it's sort of like a companion book, or like a follow-up book to Flowers Bloom in Shadows, where it's about Hades and Persephone's daughter, Melano, I think is how you pronounce her name, who was the goddess of ghosts and nightmares. And which I absolutely love that. And so the idea that I had for that is, you know, because she's sort of supposed to be in control of like ghosts and stuff, and I just want her to lose that control and all these ghosts get like released into the world. So she and Thanatos, the god of the dead, have to go out and like round them all back up and bring them back to the underworld. The way I'm seeing it is it's a little bit more comedic. And that's definitely not something I don't think I can make into a full novel, but if I could do like a novella for it, I think that would be hilarious. Plus, I just think it'd be a cute little follow-up to the Hades and Persephone story, to kind of see their daughter and, you know, and watch her struggle with these powers that she doesn't really want. It's like, I'm not in control of this. I don't want this, Dad. So those are all my current ideas for novels. I know I probably didn't explain a lot of them very well. Again, a lot of them I either need to go back and rework, or I have just thought of them like within the last couple months and I just have not gotten the chance to really plot them out properly. So a lot of them are still in that early developmental stage. I'm really excited for all of them, and I think that they'll be a lot of fun. I'm actually really excited about my Greek mythology retellings. I love how I have 2 of them now. That's so fun. But I'm also excited for the murder mystery one and my duology fantasy and Project Arizona and Project New York. Like, I'm excited for all of them, and I hope that I can make them into good and fun stories, no matter if they turn out to be screenplays or novels. So I guess this should be screenplay and novel ideas. So continuing on, I am going to tag Helene Foy, Brie Bonomo, and Hudson McCarthy. And y'all now have to say what all your novel ideas are. Thank you, Autumn, so much for tagging me in this. This was a lot of fun and it really helped me visualize too everything that I want to do. So that is always good to have, so thank you. Comment down below and let me know what y'all's novel ideas are, if you have any ones that you want to share, if you have any that you're going to be working on in 2021, any ones that you're going to be publishing in 2021. I would really love to know. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that like button, and ring that bell if you so choose. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye! Is it a bad sign when you have to rehearse the subscribe, like, and no, that's not even, yeah, that's it. Subscribe, like, ring the bell. It's like I've never done this before.